In the arid reaches of the North American desert, there lives a reptile that looks more like a miniature dinosaur than a modern lizard. Its head is crowned with prominent spikes, and its skin is a dense mosaic of thick, armored scales. This heavy build often leads people to call it a horned toad. It's a bit of a misnomer, but the lizard's round, squat body certainly shares more in common with the profile of an amphibian than its sleeker relatives. Living in the open desert makes the lizard a constant target for predators. From above, hawks sweep the plains, while on the ground, coyotes are always on the lookout for a small, slow-moving meal. Most desert prey rely on lightning-fast reflexes to survive, but the horned lizard is burdened by its own armor. It is completely incapable of outrunning an attacker. Because flight isn't an option, the lizard survives by deploying an elaborate sequence of biological obstacles. It has evolved to turn its own anatomy into a series of roadblocks designed to make attacking it a miserable experience. Survival begins with the lizard's coloring. Its skin mimics the exact hues of the desert floor, allowing it to vanish against the sand and rocks as long as it remains still. If a predator gets too close, the lizard will often shimmy into the loose dirt, half burying itself to hide its physical outline and make it difficult for a coyote to get a clean grip. But if camouflage fails and the lizard is spotted, it has to move to a more active form of physical deterrence. Instead of running, the lizard takes a deep breath and rapidly puffs up its body. It inflates like a balloon, forcing its rigid spines outward. This sudden expansion makes the lizard's diameter too large for a hawk or coyote to swallow, and the outward-facing spikes ensure that any attempt to do so will be incredibly painful. The goal of these biological hurdles is to make the lizard an exhausting, undesirable meal, ideally forcing the predator to move on in search of easier prey. There are times, however, when a hungry predator refuses to back down despite the spikes. In these moments of extreme crisis, the lizard resorts to its final, most bizarre defense. The lizard intentionally restricts the blood flow leaving its head. This rapidly increases pressure in the tiny vessels localized directly around its eye. When the pressure reaches its limit, the vessels rupture, firing a pressurized stream of blood straight out of the eye socket. This biological mechanism is surprisingly powerful, capable of striking a predator in the face from up to 3 feet, or 1 meter, away. The success of this weapon relies on its chemical composition. The lizard's blood is laced with a compound that tastes incredibly foul to canines, effectively turning the spray into a dose of chemical warfare. This spectacular last resort weaponizes the lizard's own biology to force an immediate retreat, leaving the predator confused and disgusted. While the blood-shooting defense is its most famous trait, the rest of the lizard's anatomy is equally refined for the specific pressures of the desert. Its eyes are protected by heavy, overhanging brow scales and thick eyelids. These act as shields, protecting the eyes from the sun and the bites of angry ants, which serve as the lizard's primary source of food. In an environment with almost no standing water, the lizard faces a constant challenge staying hydrated. To solve this, its skin is covered in a network of tiny grooves. These geometric channels act as a capillary system, capturing morning dew that condenses on the lizard's body. This gutter system uses physical tension to pull moisture from all over the body, drawing it directly forward into the corners of the lizard's mouth. These traits might appear completely alien, but they are nature's practical, necessary solutions to the everyday challenges of survival at a small scale.